Hello. So, I just wanted to make a quick video while I cook some lunch. I have the day to myself, which is nice. I don't have a lot of me time. I'm going to make some Thai food and then talk about some stuff. So, I'm looking down. I'm just chopping things up. So I work at a little coffee shop in the morning. I work real early and get out at 10 a.m., which is nice because I have the whole day. And usually, I've got my little Luke with me, but he's at the grandparents' house for the afternoon. So I have the house to myself. Got a lot of work done around the house, which is nice. It's really hard to get anything done when you have a 1.5-year-old following you everywhere. They're very demanding. But anyways, I work at this coffee shop. I'm not going to say the name of it. It's a chain. But I have regulars that come in every day. And the stuff people put in their body amazes me. How are they even alive? I mean, the human body is a work of art. Because to survive, this much sugar these people are eating every day blows my mind. So, there's about 10 or 15% of the customers that come in that ingest so much sugar. Like, in our coffee, we have these like syrup shots, and they're pumps of syrup, and they can get whatever flavor they want. There's like any flavor. And they're sweet. It's just syrup. It's just sugar that's caramelized. It's goo. And like a normal, like a small comes with 2 pumps, a medium comes with 3 pumps, a large comes with 4 pumps, unless you ask for less or you ask for more. And a pump has probably 3 or 4 tablespoons of syrup, which I don't even know how much sugar is in that, but it's a lot. It's really, really sickening sweet. And then, okay, so about 10% of the people, most people will just order it regular. So, which is still sweet because it comes with extra granulated white sugar, and then it comes with cream. But some people they order a large coffee, which is like 20 ounces, and then they want 5 or 6 pumps of the syrup, and then they want 5 or 6 scoops of sugar added, and cream, and some people get liquid syrup, so it's pumps of syrup and preservatives. And they have a cup about this full, this tall, and about this much of it is just syrup and cream and sugar. And then they pour coffee on top of it, and they drink it, and they come in every single day and get this, and ingest this. And about 5% of people come in, they've got to be bugs. I'm ready to call them in black. They come in and get, I'm talking, okay, so one guy comes in, he gets a large hot tea, which is just, 2 tea bags in a large cup, this big, half full of water. He only wants half the water and 17 sugars. It's like this many sugars deep. 17 sugars. And drinks it. I saw him drink it. He sat in the lobby and drank it. I watched him. How can you do that? How are you still alive? Unless something's going on with you and you're a part bug or hummingbird. Like, really? I watched him do it. I watched him drink it. Well, I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. I try and watch what I eat now. That just blows my mind. People. So, I don't know. There's that. Oh. I just made a video the other day of me painting, which I realize is probably really boring, but I thought to myself, oh, I feel like painting, and it was Mother's Day, and I was like, I should record a video of it and put music over it. And when I looked at the clock, just then, it was 11:11. I was like, well, I guess I have to do it now. So I made a little video, and I don't know many people that are going to sit through and watch it painting, but I did put two of my favorite albums over it. Of course, I don't know. I like all kinds of music. It's more odd music I like, but I put some music over it and figured if nothing else, maybe people will search that band name, and if they like those albums, they can at least have something playing in the background instead of just like album artwork not moving. So I did that, and I wanted to touch on, as I said, starting shit, which like energetically, and I couldn't figure out how to get the music onto the video without muting out my voice, so I didn't get into that. But basically, and I mean, I recommend it, but I also don't recommend it. This is what I'm about to get into, because when you try and like push back with your intention and stir up stuff, you will get some pushback for it. And I've always been kind of I don't know, mischievous. I kind of don't care. I feel like they deserve it. So I start shit. But you gotta pay for it later. And you gotta be strong enough to know how to protect yourself energetically and how to discern kind of what's yours and what's not. But okay, so what I'm talking about is I like to use chemtrails as an example. So used to, I would see these chemtrails. I've done a lot of research into it. It's not just a conspiracy. There's patents on it. There's countries that have had meetings about it. You can watch the meetings over their concern. And it used to make me really mad. And I would kind of see the airplane and wish ill intent on them. And I would get pissed off. But that doesn't help anyone out, right? It's kind of probably what they want, is to get you pissed off and whatever they're spraying on you also physically to affect you. Most people don't even notice. They don't even look up at the sky. But the people that do know what's going on, I'm sure they want you to get pissed off. So instead of getting mad, I push back in the best way I know how. And okay, so this was back around 2012. I was going on a walk, and at the time I was at my mom's house. And I saw the chemtrails, and then I was like walking under power lines going along the road, little dirt road. And so I put my attention into the trails and into the power lines, to where basically anyone that is touched by any particulate from the chemtrail, or anyone using the power from these power lines in their houses or whatnot, is going to get the opposite of kind of what was intended. So instead of getting chemicals that are dangerous and detrimental to your health and your physiology and the everyone uses the power, so whoever uses that, instead of getting sick or it harming them, I imagined that it was going to bring awareness to them and kind of wake them up a little bit, shake them up a little bit, and get them thinking. And also send out like healing, loving vibes, blah, blah, blah. And then as I was walking under the power line, I was imagining all the wires just glowing white with like healing white light. And as I was doing this, a hawk started circling over me right above my head and was following me all the way down the road on my walk. And hawks a lot of times will do circles over my head during like intense energetic times. And so this little guy, he followed me for about 20 minutes, just circling around while I was doing this, which kind of made it clear to me that I was actually accomplishing something, because it was the obvious sign from the top that I was doing something right. And so yeah, and I mean, like I said, when you do stuff like that, when you do really heavy energy work that's really positive, a lot of times I use like intent and like visions in my mind's eye, like when I'm driving, I'll target individual cars or places in the roads where if people go through it, they're going to be affected if they accept that healing just into their spirit. Or those big, whatever they are, those big towers with all they look like cell phone towers. I don't know what they are though. It would not surprise me if they were something else, like emitting frequency. At least that's what I think. It's got like these tubes all the way around them. They're giant. I don't trust them. I'll focus on those and put my loving intention into it. But when you do that, I've noticed, or when I get really, really, really high ecstatic, like manifesting is on point, and I'm really just like excited and loving, it's kind of like I'll be hit with out of nowhere like depression or agitation or anger, or shit will start to go wrong, and you just have to be able to realize that that's not from you. It's external, and you just have to push it back. And I usually envision like a mirror, like a triangle mirror halfway going up, and another triangle going down where I'm in the middle, like two pyramids, and deflect stuff. And if anything does get in, like energetically, I chop that off at the source, and instead of it being negative, I flip it to being positive, absorb the energy, and send back like 3 times what they sent. If it's negative, it goes back to them from the mirror, which usually kind of stops it in their tracks, and it'll fizzle out. I don't know if you've ever looked up your Mayan birth sign, but mine is a yellow crystal warrior. So I've felt for a long time I'm kind of here to fight, and I've always been, pretty strong-willed. So I do recommend trying this stuff because you will get stronger, and the more challenges you face energetically, just the stronger you'll get, and you'll be able to get through it as long as you can ask for help and you believe in yourself, and just intuitively use defense mechanisms to protect yourself and mirror stuff back. Just imagine a bubble around you. That works. But you do have to be careful if you're not really strong-willed, or if you haven't done this before. Maybe start kind of small. If you want to start small, I think see a little stream of water and try and put your intention into the water. Water holds memory. And if you don't know about Matsuro Emoto's work, I suggest you look into that because there's scientific proof, there's evidence. People putting intent in the water and then freezing it, and the water crystal patterns that are formed are beautiful. If you put love into it, or hope, or joy, or laughter, or music that you really like, they look like perfect little snowflakes. If you think hateful things towards it or negative emotions, it would freeze like a blobby mess. It didn't have the beautiful patterns. And it is known in like Japan, there's Japanese wisdom that says that water holds memory. So you can start with clouds, or a chemtrail, or a little stream, or a puddle, or a pond, and just focus on it and think of something that makes you really, really happy. And one thing I like to think of is tickling my toddler and his laugh. I'll put that into there because it brings out a lot of good emotions. And so yeah, you can do that and start small, and then put the intention to where any animal, any creature, any person that comes in contact with this water will be healed, or at the very least, will get a little boost of positive energy. And you can just start with it's pretty much just use your imagination, There's a lot you can do with your intention. You just don't realize it. We've been trained not to think that we have these abilities, but we do, and the more you work on it, the more you'll see you'll get better at it. And when you start doing all these good work, along with the negative feedback that you may encounter, you will receive a lot of positive things. People will just give you stuff for free. Things will almost happen and then they don't, like negative things. And so it's very beneficial to do these things. Let's see what else. We're going to pause the video for a minute and wash off some of these vegetables. So I really, really like Thai food, but I only work from like 6 to 10 a.m. and get minimum wage at a little coffee shop, so I have to stay open and free. So I don't make that much extra money. So I don't really get to go eat out every time I crave something. I really only eat out about once a month as a treat. And I love Thai food, and I can't afford it. It's too expensive. And so I started learning how to make it. A few weeks ago, about a month ago, I started making my own Thai food. This is my favorite, is any type of coconut curry. So right now I'm making green coconut curry, and I also know how to make red coconut curry, but I cheat and I buy a curry paste. So it's a lot cheaper than buying all these crazy Thai ingredients. It would cost like probably $50 to get all the ingredients. And after that, you'd have the ingredients, but this thing was like $4. So. This one I'm making is just vegetables. I do eat chicken. I eat any meat really, but today I'm doing vegetables. I'm saving the chicken for dinner tonight for the family. They won't really eat too much of this curry stuff. So I chopped up a bunch of onions, and I'm going to caramelize those first. I'm on a little bit of a health kick. With Luke, my youngest, I gained a lot of weight while I was pregnant, and got to like 180 pounds because I was just eating whatever I wanted and was using pregnancy as an excuse. And so now I'm down to like 150, but I'd like to be like, I'm normally like 125 or 130. So I'm trying to eat better, and for the first time ever, I'm actually exercising, which I've never done. I was always the kid that was like the last one huffing the mile and just like beat red when I played soccer and couldn't keep up with anyone, and I was just happier staying inside out of the heat. I grew up in Georgia, so I don't do hot weather very good. But I started exercising for the first time ever, and it actually feels really good. And I do it like 3 times a week, and I go to the gym, which normally I wouldn't pay, but they do a sliding scale, and I can drop my kids off at the little daycare, so I can get some time to myself for about an hour. And I just walk real fast on the treadmill and watch like YouTube videos or listen to music, and then jog, and then walk again, because I've only been probably like 10 times. And when I first went, I could literally only jog for 30 seconds. I thought I was going to explode and die. But I'm getting better. I can jog really slowly for like a minute if I'm really listening to good music. But then I have to walk again. And I can only do it for like a half an hour to 45 minutes. But I'm getting better, and I feel so good afterwards. So I'm trying to eat healthier, and this Thai food's really good. And I feel it's like so fresh. It's so good for you. So I'm going to work on that. First I'm going to caramelize some onions. So here's my skillet. Chopped up some onions. Got some oil. So one of the best things you can do right now is really take care of your body, take care of your mind, put good food in yourself, and put good knowledge into yourself. The healthier you are, and the more that you know, the more powerful you're going to be. Who knows what's coming these days? I mean, part of me feels like everyone thinks it's the end times, and everyone thinks their time is special. So part of me says maybe not, we won't see anything happen. But part of me says if you look around, shit seems to be coming to a head everywhere you look, the way things are going. So I think the best thing you can do is make sure you're healthy and you are well informed. Because if you are not well informed, people are going to use that to their advantage and take advantage of you, which is not good. You do not want to be herded by the collie dog in the pasture. No way. Lately I've been having some really, not lucid dreams, because I don't know I'm dreaming. I think I'm awake. So they're not lucid, they're just really detailed dreams. It's just intense and long dreams, not like, oh, a short dream here and a short dream there, like hour-long dreams. Lately, they've been just really intense. And every time I try and talk about my dreams, they immediately start to disappear. But sometimes I have a dream and it's like, there's so many people in the dream that I've never even met before, but I see their faces and have distinct personality, and I know so much about them. I don't even know where I would get this from. And and they linger with me like all day. Even if I can't even really remember what happened, I'll still be like annoyed, like agitated at the dream. Like, I can't believe they did that to me, this person that doesn't really exist. The nerve of them. But I don't know, man. The last dream I had, I remember it was like a lot of people from work and customers that come in, and like there's purple fungus everywhere. I know I sound crazy. I don't really even remember what went on, but I don't know. Is anybody else like noticing, like, I mean, for a while there, I wasn't remembering any of my dreams, which is weird for me. I would just wake up and not remember it. So maybe it's because I'm trying to eat better, or I'm like remembering better. One of the big reasons why I got on this health kick was because my short-term memory is really bad. I pretty much died in 2015 because I was being a dumbass. But I died, and what I caused brain damage, I'm pretty sure, because for not breathing. I didn't breathe for a while until I got to the hospital. I don't know how long it was, several minutes, more than several. And then when I did get to the hospital, it was a little rinky-dink hospital in the mountains. I was in North Carolina for a while. And one thing you'll learn if you ever live in the mountains is that the doctors suck. And I always had trust issues with doctors, but it's like they were trying to let me die. I heard like these alarms going off, that like the warning beeps that the machine that you're hooked up to was making, because I wasn't breathing. And I was like really slowly breathing, and then I was gonna get sent to a hospital in the next town over. And the EMT person got there, and I saw the nurse. She came up and turned down the alarm beeping because it was annoying them, and shut the curtain. I was in this like makeshift room. It was really weird. And when the EMT lady got there, she was pissed and was like, "You guys don't even have oxygen hooked up to this girl. She's only been breathing twice every minute." And she put an oxygen mask on me and got me in the ambulance and got me to Asheville, which is the bigger city in the western North Carolina. So somebody was trying to let me die. So anyway, I messed up some stuff when that happened, and my short-term memory is just like shot. Like I'll be like in the middle of like laundry, I'd get sidetracked and forget I was even putting stuff in the dryer, or at work people would tell me their orders. I have to like look at the ticket multiple times because I couldn't retain it. Or I'd be like going to go get something, I would walk in and completely forget what I was getting. I mean, all day, every day, I couldn't function. And I got to the point where I was like, I'm going to have to see a doctor. And I don't trust doctors. And I know what they're going to do. They're going to put me on Adderall, which is like meth, pretty much. And as much as I would love to be able to zip around and get everything done and remember everything, I was like, I knew like, that's not what I need to do. So I was like, trying to look into like how to make your memory better. And I found that exercise is really good for your brain, and it creates good cholesterol in your brain, and it's great for your memory, and I mean, it has so many other obvious benefits for you. Plus, I would like to lose weight for summer, because I mean, who doesn't? And then I just started to eat better because I mean, that goes hand in hand with weight loss. So, plus and that's better for your brain too, because food. So yeah, just been watching what I eat and trying to be more healthy, and trying to encourage my family to be more healthy, but can't really make people do anything. So that I just kind of lead by example and hope that they'll kind of follow in my footsteps. I've got a friend. Those of you that pray for her. she's experienced so many miscarriages, and she's a sweetheart. I mean, she used to watch my kids for me full time for nothing. She charged me like $70 a week to watch my kids full time because I was a single mom, and I didn't have any support system, and had left my husband at the time, and I just up and left to save us. And she really helped me out and watched my kid, and she's a beautiful soul, beautiful. And she's Cuban and sassy, and she's a vegetarian, and I mean, wouldn't even harm a fly, okay? But she's had miscarriage after miscarriage, and is trying to get pregnant. She wants to have a baby. And she got pregnant again, and then it wound up as an ectopic pregnancy, which is where like the little baby's like in your fallopian tube, and it can burst. And now they're giving her like, they were either going to give her surgery or medicine. So she voted medicine. If you do the surgery, you might not be able to have kids ever again. So now her heart is broken because she's having to take medicine to pretty much abort this baby. And it's what they give like cancer patients, like patients on chemo. It's like injections of something bad. She has to do that for a while to kill the baby in her fallopian tube, and it's really upsetting her. And I've tried to tell her, because even though she's vegetarian, she doesn't really know how to cook, and she eats a lot of like Boca burgers and like Boca fake chicken nuggets, and it's just like soy protein mashed into patties, and it's not really that healthy. A lot of soy is genetically modified, especially a lot of the pre-made vegetarian stuff, because they're just, you know, like, oh, you're trying to be healthy? Well, guess what? Haha, GMO, we've got you. So I told her, I started looking into it, and there's a girl who had multiple miscarriages and then an ectopic pregnancy, and she changed her diet and started exercising, and then got pregnant and had a baby. So I'm trying to encourage her to eat better. But y'all send out prayers to her if you pray. So, but yeah, this is one of my favorite things to eat. You just you caramelize these onions, and then once they're like brown and see-through, you can add a little bit of chopped garlic, like 2 cloves, and then you add, and garlic will burn. There's like sugar in there or something, natural sugars, and it burns really fast. So you gotta just stir it and keep stirring it just for like 30 seconds. And then you're supposed to add ginger, and ginger's really strong, and I used to be allergic to it, but I kept eating it anyways and kind of got over the allergy. But if you cook with ginger and it sits in the fridge overnight, it just tastes like ginger the next day. It's like really overpowering. So I used this Japanese ginger dressing because it has ginger in it, but it has a bunch of other stuff. And it's not overpowering. So I put a big glob of that in there. And then you add a can of coconut milk, and you add the other vegetables and let them cook until they're kind of soft. And then you add the curry paste, like 2 tablespoons of that, maybe a dash of fish sauce. And I like this roasted red chili paste. I love it. It's so good, but it's like really fishy and gross. A lot of people probably don't like it. It's really strong. But you can pretty much add anything you want to this dish. I mean, I would always start with the onions. Don't ever leave out the onions. You can add a little water to sweat it out. Make them caramelize a little better. pause it again. But I mean, if you want proof of how your intent can actually affect the physical world, you need to look into Matsuro Emoto and his amazing scientific research on healing water. I mean, they were taking water from the most polluted river in Japan and putting their love and intention into it. And in the before and after pictures were just unbelievable. From like a muck of just blobs of bacteria and pollution and chemicals, and then afterwards, just beautiful geometric patterns. Totally symmetrical, by the way. So, and I mean, how much are we made of water? You know this. You know this. We're made of like what, 70, 80% water, maybe more. So is the earth. Water is really important. And it's good. It's important that you drink clean water if you can. You're not a doctor. Don't take my advice. But I drink distilled water when I can, and I try and charge it. And I taught my son, my 5-year-old, how to charge your water with your intent and your love. And he even charges the chemtrails and stuff and water, like bodies of water outside. Nothing wrong with it. Just teach him how to pray and show his love in things and share the love with people around him. Nothing wrong with that. So, but yeah, I recommend you looking into that. So, start practicing working out those intention muscles. Start working them out. Get better. Get better at affecting the world around you. You know, other people are using their intent for bad, but you know, good always trumps evil. It always will. May not seem like it, but we'll win at the end. We'll win. Well, I guess I've kind of run out of things to say. I'm going to leave it here. But love you guys, whoever's watching, and have a good weekend, and try and just be the best person you can be and learn along the way. See ya.